Being pregnant is exciting and scary. Being pregnant with twins is doubly exciting and scary. I'm sure that you've got so many questions. If you're wondering what is the best pregnancy nutrition for twins, stay tuned. So today we're very blessed to have the wonderful Nicole Moroney. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Melanie.
So Nicole, can you tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this area?
Sure. I am passionate about women's health. I love working with couples who are trying to conceive and women who are already pregnant. I found when I was pregnant, everybody had an opinion about my pregnancy.
Even as a dietitian?
Absolutely. I wasn't specialising in pregnancy then, so I wasn't sure what I should be eating. I found it quite difficult and there wasn't a lot of reliable information out there. So now I get to go into work each day and help provide advice for women, give them the confidence that they need to know that they're eating well, they're doing the best they can for their health, for the health of their baby, not just now, but their future health as well. So it's great to know that I'm helping mums to be, but also having a bit of an impact on the future generation as well.
Yeah.
So I have a private practice in the southeast suburbs of Melbourne.
Fantastic.
I've had that for about 10 years.
Oh, wonderful. That's fantastic. So Nicole, today we're talking about mums having twins. So can you tell us about some of the key nutrients that are, first of all, just really important for pregnancy, full stop?
Sure. Energy is important during pregnancy, so getting enough calories or kilojoules in. We want to make sure that mum's trying to gain enough weight to support her baby's needs. Also extra protein. So protein's important for baby's muscle and organ growth. And then there's also some key micronutrients or vitamins and minerals. So we're looking at folate, iron, iodine, calcium, vitamin D, B12 and omega-3 fatty acids are all important.
Yeah. So are these requirements then higher for mums who are having twins?
They are. There's not a lot of scientific evidence out there specifically related for pregnancy with twins. So we don't know the precise amounts, but we do know that because you're carrying two children, you have higher requirements. We recommend that you try to follow the healthiest pregnancy diet you can, 3 meals a day, to try and do the best you can.
Yep, okay. And then what about in terms of nutritional supplements? So does a mum who's having twins, should she have different nutritional supplements compared to a mum who's just having one baby?
So some people think that if you have one baby, you take one multivitamin, and if you're having two, you need to double your multivitamin for pregnancy. It's actually not the case. Having too many vitamin and mineral supplements could actually be harmful. Women who are pregnant with twins are more likely, about 2 to 4 times more likely to have iron deficiency anemia.
Right.
So they usually require extra iron supplements. Iron deficiency anemia is linked to having preterm babies, so we want to make sure they're getting enough iron. They're also higher risk for having folate deficiency, so sometimes we recommend an extra folic acid supplement up to about 1 milligram per day.
Right.
You also look at extra calcium, vitamin D, possibly omega-3 fatty acids, just based on her diet and what her blood tests are saying. Yeah.
So the key message there is really about coming back and looking at the individual person as opposed to just doubling straight away, because although you've got higher risk of some deficiencies, doesn't necessarily mean that you need double the amount of everything.
Absolutely.
So, Nicole, what about weight gain for mums of twins? What does the research tell us there? Is it any different than mums who are just having one baby?
It is, Melanie. So with pregnancy weight gain, the Institute of Medicine has put out guidelines that women try to keep within throughout their pregnancy. So if you're pregnant with one child, and it's based on your pre-pregnancy BMI or your pre-pregnancy weight, and a woman who's in her healthy weight range before she gets pregnant, then the recommendations are that she gains between 11.5 and 16 kilograms throughout the pregnancy. However, if you're pregnant with twins, then that amount goes up to about 17 to 25 kilograms.
So a lot more weight.
It's about an extra 7 kilograms extra weight gain.
Right. And what about the rate of that weight gain?
Yeah, the rate of weight gain is also being shown to be important. So women who are pregnant with twins, they're 60% more likely to have those babies before 37 weeks, and the babies are more likely to be low birth weight. So we really want to make sure that the women gain as much of that weight earlier on in pregnancy, in that sort of first 2 trimesters. There was a study of around 650 twin babies born, and they looked at how much weight the woman had gained throughout her pregnancy, and found that the optimal outcomes for twin outcomes, which was having a baby around over 2.5 kilos,
right,
that happened with women who were gaining 11 kilograms by 24 weeks pregnancy.
Right, so much earlier then, yeah.
Absolutely.
And just to have, like, 2.5 kilos is so much smaller than most babies. Most babies are born at about 3.5 kilos. So, yeah, you can see why it's so important for mums to be gaining that weight so much earlier on in their pregnancy.
Yeah.
And what about morning sickness? Does that have much of an impact for mums, like in particular with trying to gain that extra weight, for mums who are having twins?
It does. Every pregnancy is different, so it's not guaranteed that a woman who's having twins will have morning sickness. However, women with twins, they have more pregnancy hormones going through their body, so they're much more likely to get nausea and vomiting. And that nausea and vomiting tends to be a bit worse than when you're carrying a single child. So there's a few tips that I like to recommend. We look at having regular meals and snacks throughout the day and sipping on fluids throughout the day. A carbohydrate snack early in the morning tends to help people. So a little cracker before you get out of bed can help.
Yep.
Cooking smells tend to make it a bit worse, so having cold food can help, or if you're lucky enough to have someone cook for you, that's even better. Fantastic.
So lots of great tips, and if you want more tips on dealing with morning sickness, check out our other Nourish videos, specifically around morning sickness. So thank you so much for joining us today, Nicole. You're a wealth of information, particularly when it comes to mums who are having twins. And so for you guys, look, I'd really encourage you, first of all, to check out some of our other videos on Nourish. And then secondly, I would love you to comment in the chat box below, what's your biggest questions about nutrition for having twins? Because we'd love to answer those for you and help you out. So have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. So okay, ready when you are. Okay, try again.